Hello, my name is Rajkamal Rao. Thank you for coming to this YouTube video site. As you can see, this video clip is about a book that I wrote, Relocating to India, a step-by-step guide. I lived in the US for 26 years, and as a family we decided to relocate to India. And as we were researching the process, we found a lot of information, but nothing that we could read or refer to in a guide. And so after we relocated about 6 months ago, now I can tell you that I learned a lot of stuff during the process, and so I decided to write a book about it. So who should read this book? So really, this book is written for many people, okay? So I will go to this section of the book that talks about who it is for. So if you're a person of Indian origin who has lived in the West for many years and you're now thinking about going to India for good, then this is a good book for you. Or if you're a slightly older child, and we have seen this many times before, that parents make a lot of these decisions and older children don't quite seem to know what's going on. So this book is for the older child of such a family. Or we have come across many Indians who don't appreciate all of the developments that have gone on in India and who just want to get a feel for what's really happening in India. We believe this is a good book. And if you're not of Indian origin, but if you're a freelance foreigner who has been to India before and who you're now considering maybe visiting there and living there for a few months, for a few years, you will appreciate this book as well. Or you could be managing a global mobility team to help expats relocate to India. So several of these audiences we believe will be benefited by this book. So what is in this book? First, we really talk about the dilemma of the US settled Indian family. We know that there are many dilemmas faced, and people may know about them, but here we take a detailed look at the different conflicts that an Indian family abroad faces. And so we ask and answer this question: could returning to India be an option? We face the same dilemmas, and in our case we said yes, returning to India could be an option. We have now lived in India for 6 months, successfully, I might add. And so we set about writing this practical guide, and before we did that, anytime anybody has a discussion about US versus India, we often like to talk about what's good in the US versus what's bad in India. And this is our attempt to set the playing field level and really talk about a lot of things that India has advanced in over the last many years, and whether it's clean air, clean water, comfort of the home. We talk about size of home, public infrastructure. You can read the list. Public Wi-Fi, cell phone service, broadband internet, your shopping experience, and cost of living. We believe that there are several advantages that India offers that you don't get in the US. So we certainly take a deep, hard look at all these factors. And then, assuming that you are interested to know more, we talk about the basics around immigration, tax, and financial matters. We cover all the finance aspects, core banking, opening a bank account, doing wire transfers. And then many Indian families have asked us, well, what should we do when we get to India? Should we work? Should we Should we start our own business, maybe join a family business? So we talk about India's impressive economic growth, the opportunities for mid-level and senior-level managers, and the demographic shifts that are occurring in India, the venture opportunities, and all that. And then we talk about so the single biggest decision we make in these kinds of moves, that is, do you buy in India? Do you buy a home in India? Do you rent in India? What is going on with the property market, and so on. We devote all of chapter 7 to the most important constituency that we all have, which is our children. We talk about schools, curricula, the cost of schools, how do you go about selecting a school, what to expect at an Indian school. And then finally, when we believe that we have given the reader a lot of information about living in India, we talk about really the nuts and bolts of planning and executing the actual relocation, what to ship, and the value chain of international shipping, how big of a container should you choose, really how to prepare a moving list, how to prepare a moving calendar. So we really cover it all. And then finally, we assume that you have actually gotten on a plane, arrived in India. So what do you do the first 90 days? So right from procuring your ID cards to buying a cell phone plans, renting or buying a home, we cover it all. And in chapter 9J, we actually toast the family for having successfully moved. So this book is available on Amazon.com. We have a link to this book on our website, and you can see details of this link as a caption throughout this video. Thank you for watching.